egg in the orchard. A story by Louise Dorji with illustrations by Tashi and Ugyen, narrated by Dorji. Diki was in the orchard behind her house looking for her lost hairband. She saw the hairband in the grass under an apple tree. There was something very strange in the grass as well. It was a large egg and it was green. I wonder what it is, thought Diki. I will take it to my room and see what happens. She picked up the egg carefully and carried it into the house. That night, Diki wrapped the egg in a blanket and put it into a box. She kept the box next to her bed. While she was sleeping, the egg began to crack open. The cracks became wide, wider, and wider. Can you guess what came out of the egg? It's a little dragon. When Diki woke up, he was sitting on her bed. She stared at him, her mouth dropping open. But you're a dragon, she said. The dragon didn't say anything. Diki dressed quickly and told the dragon to stay quiet while she went for breakfast. I'll bring some for you too, she promised. While she was away, the little dragon explored the room. First, he looked into the mirror and thought there was another little dragon. Then he sniffed some flowers which made him sneeze, sending out a shower of rainbow-colored sparks. When Diki came back with a dish of milk and apples, the little dragon ate it all up. Now I have to go to school, said Diki. The dragon climbed into her school bag with just the tip of his nose sticking out. When they reached the school, Diki saw that the dragon had grown bigger. He followed her into the classroom. We have a new pupil, said the teacher. What is your name? She asked, looking over her spectacles. Just then, a fly landed on the dragon's nose and made him sneeze a shower of colored sparks. His name is Sparky, said Diki. Sparky grew bigger and bigger and bigger. By the next day, Sparky was bigger still and he discovered he could fly. Diki climbed on his back and they flew to school, flapping his rainbow sparkling wings. At school break time, Sparky gave the children rides on his back. They laughed and waved as he flew high above the schoolyard. Sparky was a very kind dragon. He enjoyed giving rides to friends and neighbors. Now he had grown so big that father, mother, Diki, her small brother and sister, as well as grandmother and the dog could all fit comfortably on his back. Sparky flew them all high on the mountain where they had a picnic beside a beautiful lake. While they sat on the bank, he flew over the lake, dipping his wings into the water and leaving trails of rainbow colors on the bright air. The next day, the problems began. At school, the teacher peered through her thick spectacles and said, Sparky dear, you are too big for this school now. You must move to another one. When Diki and Sparky reached home that afternoon, Mother was looking worried. Sparky's favorite apples are nearly finished and our cow is refusing to give any more extra milk, she said. I don't know what Sparky can eat now. The problems continued the next day too. Grandmother complained that whenever Sparky sneezed, the sparks burned holes in the curtains and furniture. Whenever he coughs, something catches on fire, she complained. At bedtime, all the family members started to grumble that nobody could get to sleep because Sparky snored so loudly that all the windows and doors rattled. Diki was feeling very sad. The next morning, Father was standing in the garden looking worried. He said, there are cracks appearing in the house walls. If Sparky grows any bigger, maybe I'll have to build a bigger house. That will be very expensive. Meanwhile, out in the forest and the orchards, someone very big indeed was searching for her lost egg. Who do you think it is? All the family members were outside the house. They looked up and saw a huge dragon. Everyone took a hasty step back except Dicky and Sparky, who gave a surprise squeak. And Dicky said, hello. The dragon lowered her head and sniffed Sparky. He rubbed his head against her chest. The two dragons turned to leave, but Sparky stopped and looked back at Dicky. He took a step towards her, paused, then blew out a cloud of pink and silver sparks. Then he followed his mother. The family watched as the two dragons flew away above the orchard. Said Father. Now I must see about fixing the cracks in the walls. Will Sparky ever come back? Asked small brother and sister. I wish I could have sent some apples with him, said Mother. Goodbye, Sparky, whispered Dicky. I'll miss you. Now, whenever Dicky sees a rainbow in the sky, she thinks of Sparky and his beautiful sparkling wings. The end.